Hello everyone, this is Professor Maloney, and this is now already the third video I've created for my two Fall 2022 mini-term classes. This particular video will be the first to use the MindTap site and actually show you guys what you're going to be learning at the MindTap site in the next 7 weeks. So this is for Windows 10, and by the way, Windows 10 is the first exam in this class, and it will be taken the third class day. So if you're in the Monday-Wednesday class, that'll be Monday, October 31. If you're in the Tuesday-Thursday evening class, that will be Tuesday, November 1. All right? So this is an extremely important video, even though it's going to be the easiest video actually that you're going to see this whole class. So let's talk a little bit about MindTap as I demonstrated via the MindTap overview video, which you should have seen by now. I'll be playing that in class on either day 1 or day 2, meaning either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday during this first week of our class. All right? But in general terms, this is what's going to happen. So MindTap is a platform where you're using what we call virtual machines, and the virtual machines allow you to learn something without having that particular, in the case of MindTap, in the case of Windows 10, that particular operating system on your computer. In the case of when we start doing Word and Excel and Access and PowerPoint, allows you to start doing in a virtual machine those Microsoft Office suite applications. So the important thing though is to note, if you're on a Mac, okay, if you're on a Chromebook, if you're on any Linux operating system, or if you're on an older version of Windows, literally, well, or a newer, in my case I'm on Windows 11, but we're teaching Windows 10. So if you have Windows 7, if you have something very old, you can still run it because you're running it in what we call pop-ups. So you have to allow the pop-ups to make this work. All right, so what I'm going to do now is just demonstrate. This video will be perhaps the shortest video of the class, definitely be one of the shortest. It'll probably be about 30 minutes. All right, so I'm going to start sharing my screen here and let us begin. All right, so over here in this class, this is the CGS1060C 2227. Again, that means Fall 2022. 9165 means the Monday, Wednesday class, 8-week mini-term class from October 24 to about December 15. But if you're in my 2143 reference number, that just means you're the Tuesday, Thursday. And as I've said in each video I created thus far, I'm going to make one video for that will be good for both classes, even though both classes run different nights. But the Monday, Wednesday classes from 6:15 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday. The 2143 class is on at 6:15 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. but on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So everything's the same except one day. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go over to MindTap. I've already done a MindTap overview video, and I had my class overview video. In both of those, I showed you what to do to get there. So I'm going to shut that thing there off. I'm going to go over to there. So you go be a student, start here, okay? And then you put in, you click this link here once you're registered. So you have to first register, and then once you are registered, you click here, and it'll be just like when I go here. You launch the content. And then a few seconds later, you'll be at the MindTap class for this particular MindTap site for this particular class. All right, so this one's 9165. But all I've got to do, if I want to go to your other one, the other one, switch courses, and 2143. And then this is the 2143 class, okay? But like I said, I'm going to be rotating back and forth between each one. This one's taking a little bit of time. But anyway, so 2143 is TR. That means Tuesday, Thursday. 6:15 to 9:30 p.m. And the other one, because I've used one for each thus far, and I want to make sure I continue using that. So this is the second one for one of the classes, and the other one has one video thus far. All right. Okay. So 9165. So as I mentioned in both previous videos, you do not need to do anything in this top folder. This one's just an empty folder showing the class name, okay, and the class reference number and what days of the week it is. The welcome to your course, you're welcome to review it. You're welcome to click around. So if you do click on it, it's just telling you what you need to do. If you want to start, click on this getting started resources. If you want to get started with file management, understand a little bit about Microsoft OneNote, understand about Microsoft Office Online, especially with OneDrive, and getting started with Microsoft Teams. None of these are required, and you don't need to download student data files. Every project that we do in this class, which will be when we start Microsoft Word, and that starts day 1 of week 2. So if you're in the Monday, Wednesday class, that means Monday the 31st, which is the day you have your Windows 10 exam, you're also going to start Microsoft Word, okay? And if you're in the Tuesday, Thursday class, Tuesday, November 1 is when you have the Windows 10 exam, and that's the same day you start working on Microsoft Word, okay? But you don't need to download student data files, and I will explain where the project files are as we get to working in projects, and that starts in week 2 with Microsoft Word, all right? Okay, so don't need to do anything there. Don't need to go to anything. Welcome to your course. You don't need to do anything in Technology for Success. Technology for Success has lots more information. So if you do want to learn, if you want to learn about databases, you can click on this one here, and it's all reading and or videos and or practice, but nothing is required. Okay, so you won't be, if you don't do them, it doesn't affect your grade. Okay. Operating systems is where you start your class work that counts. Everything in this class that has an orange filled in bubble next to it, that's a required class element. It counts towards your grade, okay? So for the Monday, Wednesday class, this unlocks on Wednesday the 26th at 12 a.m. That means the very first second into the new day. Okay, Wednesday the 26th, Windows 10 training is available. Windows 10 exam is then the next class day, which is October 31, which is, again, for the Monday, Wednesday class. That's next Monday night. It'll unlock at 7:40 p.m., and you take it, and you get until 9 p.m. to finish it. If you get to class late, let's say at 8:30, then you only get 29 minutes to finish, because technically at 9 o'clock, it's due. That means the second it turns to 9 p.m., it's over. If you're in the Tuesday, Thursday class, it'll unlock on the 27th, which is Thursday the 27th this week, and the exam will be Tuesday the 1st. Same content, same everything, but the Tuesday, Thursday is 1 day later for everything, because they are a Tuesday, Thursday class, the Monday, Wednesday class, so it's Monday, then Tuesday in terms of the way the days work, okay? So these two things here. Now, Windows 10 training only has 21 tasks. 21 tasks means there are 21 little scenarios that you have to do, and you don't do it by answering multiple choice questions. You don't do it by filling in short answer responses. You don't do it with true false responses. Everything is hands-on by doing. So I mentioned that you're running this in a virtual machine. When I start Windows 10 training here in a few minutes, you'll see that it's going to pop up in a separate virtual machine, which means a pop-up window. And that pop-up window will be running Windows 10. So even if you're on a Mac or a Chromebook or any Linux device or any older version of Windows or any newer version, it's going to be running Windows 10 at this site in what's called a virtual machine. Okay? When you take your exam, if you have a Mac or you have a Chromebook or you have a Linux device, or you have an older version of Windows or a newer, again, Windows 11, it's still, the exam will be done in a pop-up window utilizing Windows 10 regardless of what operating system you have, okay? Now, in terms of tasks, so I said there's 21, I may have said there's 21 tasks in Windows 10 training, okay? And then you're going to get an exam on it. And basically the exam is going to cover, I'll just say 25 or less tasks, okay? These tasks are 99% based on this training. So you do this training a bunch of times, you cannot help but get 100 in this class. All you got to do is focus on it. You can even write down notes, by the way, in my classes and use them on your exams. I do not disallow you to use notes on an exam. Okay, but the best way to do well is to do your, in this case, Windows 10 training 3, 4, 5, or 6 times. There's 21 tasks. So literally, some of you can finish this in 20 minutes. Okay, and it's available again Wednesday the 26th for the Monday, Wednesday class, Thursday the 27th for the Tuesday, Thursday class, and it's due at 6 p.m. Okay, which is 15 minutes before class time on Monday, October 31, aka Halloween for the Monday, Wednesday students. That is a class day, by the way. If you're a Tuesday, Thursday student, it would be due November the 1st at 6 p.m. Okay, everything is the same number of days. It's just based on if you're Monday, Wednesday, your training for any given application starts on either Monday or Wednesday. Depends on what I choose day-wise. But whatever it is, then for Tuesday, Thursday, it'll be one more day. But that doesn't mean they get one more day because their class starts one day later, right? So everyone, it's all the same number of days. Anyway, but Windows 10 training, 21 tasks. Now, I'm not going to go in through all these like I did in the MindTap overview, but in Word, there's 126 tasks. That's literally 6 times as many. Windows 10 has an exam. Word has an exam. Windows 10 exam is based on what? Basically the training, so 21 tasks. Word training is based on what? Well, there's 4 modules, but cumulatively 126 tasks. So what's the exam going to be based on? 126 tasks, but each exam will have about the same number. So if this one here is 21, Word may have 25, it may have 30. It won't have more than that, but there's 126 tasks, for you to get prepared for. The next activity will be Excel. That's another 10 tasks. So in Excel, you're going to have about 134 or so tasks. And the exam is based on all 134. You don't know which 25 or 30 or 35 I pick for the exam, but I will tell you I evenly space them. So if the module 1 has, let's say, 40 tasks, module 2, let's say, has 30, module 3, let's say, has 20, module 4, let's say, it's 40 again, whatever, each module will have about 25% of the exam questions. So I don't try to make it based on the quote unquote easier or the first module. It's all based on all of them, about 25% from each. Okay. So Windows 10, 21 tasks. Word, 126 tasks. Microsoft Excel, about 134 or so tasks. Microsoft Access, now we're up to about 145 tasks. And PowerPoint, we're up to about 155 or so tasks. But each exam will be 25, 30, or 35 questions. So my whole point here is that Windows 10 in the operating systems area is your opportunity to start this class with a bang and make a 100 on the exam very easily. Okay, very easily, because there's only this one module basically. Well, I'm not really even basing it on modules. It's just I pulled the training for right here. So the training here, which again, I'm going to be demonstrating in a few minutes, is what you need to do. And that training is for sure going to help you very, very much on doing a great job on your exam. Okay. All right. So in addition to trainings, though, there's also an even bigger component of your class grade, which are called projects. But there's no projects in Windows 10 or in operating systems is what I really should say. No projects in operating systems. There are also no projects in Access. But there are 3 projects that are assigned to you for Excel, 3 for PowerPoint, 3 for Word. And the way it goes is operating systems, which is Windows 10, and Windows 10 exam is the first exam. Word is the second exam. Excel is the third exam. Access is the fourth exam. And PowerPoint is the 5th. Okay, so you figure this class is 7.5 weeks long. Today is day 1, so it's down to, or I may play this on day 2. But either way, say it's now 7 weeks. Okay, and in those 7 weeks, you have 5 exams. So almost every week in like 1 day. When is the first exam? Well, look right here, Windows 10. Unlocks, again, this is for Monday, Wednesday. Unlocks October 31 at 7:40. Notice that? It's right in the middle of class. Due October 31, 9 p.m. In other words, you have to do it. This is one of those things I talked about in the overview video when I used the term synchronous. This is a synchronous class, even though you're on it remotely. You can be on the school, you can be at your parents' house, you can be at your house, you can be at your apartment, whatever. But you have to be online and in my Collaborate Ultra room for my live classes, for my live required homework time for you guys, and of course for the exams. All right. And again, if this was Tuesday, Thursday class, it would unlock on Tuesday, November 1 at the same time, 7:40, due at the same time, 9 p.m. on the same day, not this day, but this one over here, which is now we're saying November 1, and due November 1. All right. So that's a Tuesday. This is a Monday. I mean, what's showing here is for the Monday, Wednesday class. If I was in the Tuesday, Thursday, as a matter of fact, I'll flip to it just for now for one more time. So you see here I'm on 9165. Okay, I'm going to switch now to the 2143 again. All right, so 2143. Clicked it, okay. And in 2143, remember that I just showed you the exam was October 31 for Windows 10 in 9165. But now I click this one, and you see now the exam is November 1. But what time? 9 p.m., same time. When does it unlock? Same time, 7:40. But it's just now it's Tuesday because the 2143 is a Tuesday, Thursday class. The 9165 is Monday, Wednesday. Again, I'm going to finish this video on this one, and then I'll do the next one, which will be the first one to demonstrate Microsoft Word training, and I'll do that one with the 2143. But for now, switch courses back again. All right, so that is that 9165. Where am I here? Okay, right here. All right, so now you know when the exam is. It's on day 3. Okay, because it's only a 7.5 week class rather than say week 1 through week 3, week 4 through or week 3 through week 5, week 6 through week 9, whatever. And I just do it by days. Basically, you know, each unit is between 3 and 5 days. So this one here, the first part with the operating systems. And of course, you also have to do your bio post, and I'll show you, I'll talk about that again tonight, but I gave information on the required bio post in both the class overview video and the MindTap overview video, just because it's the only assignment that you do at Blackboard, and it's 2% of your class grade. Everything else in this class is done on this site, or it originates from this site. In the case of projects, like if I click on Word and I go to Module 1, see the training. And again, this is 40 or more tasks for the most part, but some may only be 12 or 15 or 20, but cumulatively there'll be 126. But see, when it says project, and I'm going to do a video to demonstrate this already next week, because it unlocks on October 31, which is the exam day on Monday, Wednesday classes. It'd be Tuesday, November 1 on the Tuesday, Thursday class. And the due, November 9 for Monday, Wednesday, November 10 for Tuesday, Thursday. Okay. But I'll be doing lots of videos in this class, and this one will demonstrate how to start a project. Projects are the more difficult thing in this class, and they are based on the trainings. So when you have a Module 1 training, you do that first. You do it 2, 3, 4, 5, or 10 times, whatever it takes for you to understand it. Then you do the Module 1 project. You can do the projects 3 times, and you submit these to MindTap. Again, I'm going to have a video demonstrating how it works, but we won't worry about this until next week, okay? So that's more or less what you need to know. Now, operating system, I'm going to demonstrate in the Windows 10 training, out of the 21 tasks that are here, I'm going to demonstrate about 8 or 9 of them, okay? And then you guys can obviously do the rest. You can do them all. Well, you have to do them all, otherwise you don't get credit for the assignment. So you click over here on the Start button. Now, this is when I told you about the pop-ups. So you need to allow pop-ups. How do you enable pop-ups? Well, you can click on this lock right here if you want to, okay? And you can go to the permissions for the site. You can also go over here to the 3 dots in the top right, and you can go into your security here and for pop-ups, or where am I hit here? Or I'm right here. Or you can just enable the pop-ups when you click the Start button, which is what I did, okay, for this. And I'll demonstrate it again as I go to the next modules. Every time I'll be demonstrating stuff like that. Okay, so there's 21 tasks. If you want to see them all, you just click the what I call the hamburger icon, the 3 horizontal lines. So there's 21 tasks. Okay, 21. Sorry. So right down to there, 21. There will be an exam based on these tasks. But this again, it's not true false. It's not multiple choice. It's you guys doing these little tasks. On the exam, you get exactly 2 tries. If you miss it in 2 tries, you miss that particular task. But when you're doing the training, you'll see there's 3 modes up here. Modes. Okay. The one that has this blue fill color or blue back color, that's called the default. So the default mode is apply, and it's apply for every training module you do in this entire class. And again, there's 1 in Windows 10. There's going to be 4 modules in Word, 4 in Excel, 4 in Access, and 4 in PowerPoint. So a total of 17 modules of training. The apply is the one that you must do to get credit on the activity. On the apply, when it's the training, again, it says training here. We're doing training. So if to shut down Windows 10, like I can click over here. Let me first make it bigger. I usually make it bigger, but I want to point out something first. So this is my Windows 10 virtual machine. Okay. So you see down here is the taskbar, right? And over here is the screen. I'm going to be running it in large mode, but I want to just point this out. You see my taskbar on Windows 10. Down here in the bottom of my computer is my taskbar for Windows 11. This is the operating system I'm using. Okay. So remember that when you're doing training, just like when you're doing an exam, you never do anything on your machine. Everything you're doing is in this pop-up. So if I blow this pop-up up to make it larger, which I'm going to do right now, you'll still just look at the taskbar on the bottom. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 12 things. The taskbar on this one in Windows 10 only has 4 things at this point. I'm going to blow it up. So there's the 4 things. So that's the taskbar for Windows 10. You can move the instruction around anywhere within the pop-up, but you can't go outside the pop-up, okay? And then the one underneath again, this is my Windows 11, the desktop that I actually use, okay? So this one here is Windows 10, which is what we're being trained on. All right, so they're saying, shut down Windows 10. I can do and get this wrong 1,000 times. Watch, I'll just click on this one right here, which is the File Explorer. Click it. It's wrong, okay? It's just wrong. It's not multiple choice, but you see that I clicked one thing and I missed, and some of you will say, Professor, I just misclicked. That's why you got to do the training 100 times. Well, I say 3, 4, 5, or 6 times, depending on your experience. Because if you misclick, it counts. It counts as a click. So if I click over, this one is the Microsoft Store or the Windows Store, whatever you want to call it. Click, it's wrong. What do you mean it's wrong? Why is it wrong? Because it's asking you to shut down Windows 10. So if that was the exam, which will be Monday, October 31, or Tuesday, November 1, depending on which class you're in. If you miss it twice, it's wrong, okay? But I'm purposefully doing that to let you know that under the training, you can do it 10,000 times. If you can do 10,000 times in 4 days or so. And as long as you get it right once, then it's right in the training period. Even if you then repeat it again and get it wrong. Once it's marked as right, it is right, okay? And so apply is the mode you must do. The other 2 are just if you don't know how to do it. And by the way, if you need help on any training, so there's 21 tasks here, you can ask me during class anytime. You can ask me during that optional office hour session anytime. You can ask me anything on training in the office hours and in class, but you can't ask about projects. Okay, projects though are based on training. So for you to do well on the projects, you need to first do the training. Okay, and again, we'll keep talking about this stuff. But right now, if this was the exam, which it's not, I'd have missed this question because I got it wrong twice. Okay, now I can also though go into the recycle bin. Recycle bin, there's nothing for me to click on, so therefore it's not marked wrong. It's only marked wrong if what you click on is actually the end of what you're trying to do. So if I go over here as an example, again, remember the black taskbar basically is the one for Windows 10. This one right here. The one that's kind of like clear or light gray or whatever, that's the Windows 11. So I missed by clicking Windows Explorer, the Windows Store, Microsoft Store. I missed by clicking the File Explorer. Okay. I can also miss by clicking Microsoft Edge, which is a browser, because that you can't shut down by opening a browser. I can also click in the what we call the Start menu, which is on the bottom left right here. Start menu, didn't say it's wrong, and it let me in. But this is where you actually go. But if you misclick now, like if I click Outlook now, then it's wrong. So again, that's about 5 wrongs, okay? Where do you go? Well, this is the power button. So you need to be in the start menu. So start, okay? And then the power options are down here in the bottom left. Power, okay? And if you're just wanting to do what we have to do, that's it. If you're wanting to set some settings though, it would go in here. And if you want to do something with the user account, in this case, user 1, you'd go here. But power, okay? You click power, and then you got to look again. Shut down Windows 10. So you don't put it to sleep. You don't restart it. You shut it down. You do that and it's done. You've completed the task. Once you've completed the task, it moves to the next one. You click the icon, the hamburger icon if you want. You see, you got a check mark by Windows 10, shutting down the PC. Now watch. I'm going to go back to 1, get it wrong 2 more times just to show you that it's still right because I got it right finally. Okay. All right. So now to go back to 1, because again, at least for half of these, some of you will need to do it 2 or 3 times. For maybe a fourth of you, you'll need to do all of them at least. A third of them, maybe 3 or 4 times. Okay. For maybe 2 or 3 of you, you literally won't need to do more than 2 times on any given one. Okay. But anyway, so I'm going to click this one because I want to go back to it. So to go back to a task, you have to open the menu button, which I call, again, the hamburger icon. And then if this is the one you want, or if I want to speed up and go to open a folder, okay, or a display list of help topics, whatever. If I want to select contiguous files, doesn't matter. I can do it from here. But I want it to go back to this one to show you that even though it's marked right, I can now get it wrong. So I click it, and now I'm on that one again. See, shutting down Windows 10, right? So I think, you know what? I think I know where it is. And I forget, though, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to go in here and change my volume. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go in here and change my clock. Maybe, I don't know. I want to go in here and do something with the network and the internet. Now, maybe I'll click the airplane mode. Ah, darn, it's incorrect. So it's incorrect, right? Now, click over here in the outline view, the list view. So click in here, that's also wrong. So I just got it wrong 2 more times. Go back to it now, watch. Here, click to number 2. Click here again to show you that 1 is still correct, even though I just got it wrong twice, okay? All right, but on an exam, you can't do all that. If you get it wrong twice, it's done. It's done and over with, okay? All right, so second one. Now this one, it just says, sign in to Windows 10 as user 1 and use Windows as the password. Well, obviously, most of us know that that's pretty darn easy, right? But you still have to get it right. So right now, look, I'm on user 2, but they're saying sign in as user 1. So they purposefully put it on the wrong user. Okay, and there's also other user, user 1, user 2. These are the user choices here. I didn't click user 2. We were already on it. They're telling me, though, to sign in as user 1. So I'd have to change it over here. I'll click this one. So I'm going as other user. See, now other user. So you got to put in a username and a password, but you also have to know who it is and what it is. Well, in this case, it wouldn't work, so it'd be wrong. But user 1, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go where they left it. I'll pretend that I thought it said user 1. So I just typed the Windows password. So I type that. You might say, oh, I can't see. What if you, well, click the little I button here, hold it down, and it tells you what you typed. Windows lowercase. Windows lowercase. That's correct. So I say yes, but it's incorrect. Why? Because I just told you, user 2. I need to be with user 1. So now I'm going to click user 1. Remember, you only get 1 more try if it's the test. So now I'm on user 1. Okay, now I'm on it. I'm on it. I got it. All right, Windows 10. I did it. Look at it. Yeah, see? Windows 10. Windows 10. Is that right? No, it's not right because I have a capital W. Over here, it's W, little w. Oh, I also don't need 10, sorry. Okay, click on it. It's Windows. Yeah, that's right. But it's a small w. Case sensitivity, as you know from typing in usernames all your lives, probably in your cases, you're all young, they're case sensitive. So I typed capital W on purpose. So I'm going to now run it and enter. Incorrect again. So if it was the exam, it would be over. But I know the first one is that one. So I click there. Now type a little w. Click the I. Yeah, Windows. That's correct. User 1. Yeah, that's correct. Now I click it and it's going to be right. You completed the task. If I go now to, it always will move you to the next one. So now I'm on question 3. But if I want to check that, see now 2 check marks. Okay, and the first one again is still correct. All right. So here, Start the alarms and clock app from the start menu apps list. So again, it's not true, false. It's not multiple choice. It's not short answer. It's just doing, right? Doing. So how would we do it? Well, the start menu, they're even telling you it's from the start menu. Where's the start menu? Right here. So you click start menu. Oh, look, there's alarms and clock right there. So I can click it right there. I can also scroll up and down looking for it. You can do things like this scroll as long as you don't click on anything that's wrong. And the only thing that's right here would be clicking on this one. So in this case, I'll do it right. So click alarms and clock. Done. Okay. All right, number 4. And I know this is easy, but remember, this is Windows 10. It's the easiest you're going to have. But there are about 6 or 7 of these that'll trick quite a few of you. So make sure you do them quite a few times. All right, so start Word 2019 using the start menu. Okay, so start menu. So if I right click and I say new and I click Word, that's a way you can do it. But they told me to use the start menu, which means they don't want me doing my little right click and clicking Word, wherever Word is again here. So it'll be wrong, right? Now, they also sometimes have things open on the taskbar, but they don't have Word there. So they want me to start Word using the start menu. So obviously you click over it. You click over here on the start menu. And now you'll see up here are what they're calling the most used apps, all Microsoft things. So Word is right here. I can click it there. But they also have an alpha sort. The alpha sort starts with anything that starts with the most widely used, and then it's pound signs, numbers, in other words, special characters, and then it's A through Z sort. So if I go down to W, obviously Word is going to be down here, right here. Okay, Word. But it's also in the most used. So in this case, they'd let you use either one. I'll click this one, and it's correct. I'll go back to it just to demonstrate. So this is number 4. Go back to my task list. Click on 4 again. Remember, I did it from the pull this over again. So I went to my start menu and I answered it by clicking Word here, which is correct. But I said you can also go down to with the scroll bar to the Word section. This is also correct. Correct. Apply complete. Okay. So sometimes they let you do things 2 or 3 different ways, including all shortcuts, but sometimes they don't. And that's why it's good to practice, right? Practice. So number 5, and you see, again, they're all apply. And I'm going to do observe and practice in the next few. Like I said, I'm only going to do 8 or 9, probably 9. And I want to show you both an observe and a practice. Basically, they're the same. The observe does everything for you. It's a short little video, maybe 45 or so seconds, unlike Professor Maloney's videos. And they just get right to it. They tell you what to do for that one task. Okay. And then she is the narrator, and she narrates telling you what to do, and she also demonstrates what to do. Then after the observe ends, and again, I'm going to demonstrate this in a few minutes. After it ends, then it says, do you want to now go to the practice mode, or do you want to go to the apply mode? Because you don't have to do them all. You never, ever have to do observe. You never, ever have to do practice. I haven't done them yet. But like I said, I'll always, in every video I do, demonstrate 1 or 2 that way, but mostly I won't. Okay? But I will remind you constantly, doing practice or doing observe does not give you credit for it. All right. All right. So anyway, what does this one say? It says switch to Excel to display the open workbook. So now here you go over here and you go over here. Excel. Incorrect. Wait a minute, Professor. I did it right. Let's try again. Let's see. Oh, maybe you want the other Excel. Oh, Excel. Wrong. Why? Because you've got to read carefully. Switch to Excel to display the open workbook. What does open workbook mean? It means a workbook that's already on your computer. So let's get out of that thing again. Okay, so that's gone. Now, where is it? What's going to be on the taskbar? This is taskbar for Windows 10, in this training mode. Okay, and here again on the very, very far bottom is my Windows 10, Windows 11. So here's an Excel workbook. Excel workbooks have an X in them. Word has a W in them. Word has a docx file extension, .docx. Excel has a .xlsx file extension. But they're not asking you about file extensions. They're saying switch to Excel. So you click on this one, that's open, and that's it. Never come to me and say, Professor, I misclicked because I didn't understand the darn question. Yeah, well, practice, practice, practice. All right. So anyway, that was number 5. I'll do one more or two more, like I said, and then I'll demonstrate one with observe and one with practice. All right. Display the desktop without minimizing or closing any windows. All right. Okay. So here is where we are. We're in the documents folder. This is not, again, in Windows 10, this is where we are up here. Documents, this PC documents, and then a folder called Rockland, where there's a Word document and an Excel file in this folder. But they're saying show the desktop, but please don't minimize or close any other windows. All right. So if you want to display the desktop, it's in the taskbar. It's way on the far right, way here where you may or may not even see it, but it's a vertical line. If I click this vertical line, it's done. Okay. But let me now go back and show you how easy it is to miss that one. So display the desktop. Okay. If I go, oh, sorry, that's right on the line, so that would do it. But I'll click over here now instead on my notifications. It's close. It's literally within 1/1/16 of 1 inch. But look, see, it didn't do it. Okay. So do it again. Why did it? I don't think it marked it as wrong. Let's see. Oh, because yeah, when you have more choices. Okay, so when I click something like right here, then it pops up. When I click this right here, it pops up. Actually, right now it's not popping up. I don't know really why that's not popping up as wrong. Let me move this. Maybe. Oh, that's the problem. Yeah. So it did pop up my network and internet when I clicked on my network. Okay. So this again is my notification. So if I click on this one now you're going to see here's notifications. I don't have any. But if I clicked on either clear all notifications or collapse, then it's wrong. The reason it's not wrong yet is technically, you might be able to get to displaying the desktop, the full desktop, in a different button, even though in this case it's not possible. So I'll click the clear all notifications and it's wrong, and then do again. So they were popping up, but they were popping up behind here. Okay. But anyway, it's this thing in the far, far, far right. All right. Okay. Now that's number 6. So I'm going to do, I said 7, 8, or 9. I'll probably do 9, but I need to move it because that. Let me just do one more without doing too much. Resize the settings window so that it covers the right side of the desktop. So this is the settings window. Let me get this, put it over there. So it says settings, and they're saying resize it so that it covers the right side of the desktop. So anytime you want to resize, you go to the edge and then you find two arrows. One arrow points left, one arrow points right. If you want to make the desktop smaller, you drag to the left. If you want to make it bigger, you drag to the right. And they're just saying, they're not telling you how far, but what happens is you just go and then you release it, and normally that would be about right. So I'm going to release it right here, even though over here, actually, you know what? I'll do it this way first, release, so you can see it's wrong. Incorrect. So that they want it to cover the right side of the desktop. So technically, they probably would like you to go all the way, but you don't need to. As long as you go close, it's done. All right. Okay. Now, so now 8 and 9, I'll do one with observe, one with practice. So resize the start menu so that it is wider. Okay. So start menu so that it is wider. All right. So here's the start menu. Click on start menu. Now, obviously, here, same thing. Right here, you see the 2 white arrows, one to the left, one to the right. So it's a 2-headed arrow. One to the left to make it smaller. Can't even make it smaller. Whoops. All right. So because I tried to go to the left, it is wrong. But remember, excuse me, on a training task when you're in the apply mode, you can get it wrong 1,000 times if you want, 1,000,000 times if you got time to do it. But on the exam, you don't get 2 tries. But anyway, so resize it to the right. So you can go over here a little bit. Now you say, oh, okay, there's no more, see, there's no more tiles. Right here, the tiles are there. And when they say resize it so that it's wider, this probably, even this one here, I'll go just until it's before it goes to the bigger, goes to 1 row. All right, that's probably good enough. So I'll make it go back to there. Now this is probably going to be wrong. See, I made it quite a bit bigger, wider, but it wasn't wide enough. So they want it wider. You just want to figure out, just make it as wide as you can, because that's as wide as they'll let it be. And once you're released, then, oh, shoot, what the heck happened? Resize the start menu so that it is wider. Yeah, Anyway, oh, I said I'd do that with the other one. Let me go back to 8. Okay, so for this one, I'll demonstrate with the observe. Okay, remember, you don't get credit for doing it with the observe, though. You still have to do the apply. Now it has the blue background because I clicked it, but once I finish it, it'll then let me make another choice. But again, to be on the right mode, you always need to be on apply where it has a blue background. All right, so here.
Resize the start menu to make more of your tiles visible without scrolling.
Okay.
Click the start button.
So she told us to click the start button, but she's going to do it for us. She clicked it.
The start menu opens. Drag the right edge of the start menu to the right.
She's telling us what to do. She's showing where it is, and she's going to do it. Done. Okay. So now she's saying, do you want to try another mode? I'll say, no, I know it now. So let's pretend I already missed it once before I hit observe. But remember, this is training, so it doesn't matter how many times I miss it. So start menu, and she said, make it wider. Go over here to the start button to make the start menu pop up, and then come over here to get your two-headed arrow, drag to the right, and just release. Okay, so that's A-OK. But it's still not done. I mean, in my case, it was because I accidentally did it first. But you must do apply. So after you do observe or practice, remember, if you do not do the apply, you don't get credit. So then apply and do it one more time. All right, so that, and drag it to the right. Let me get that off it so it'll allow me to put my two-headed arrow here. What is going on? Oh, wait. I went to the next one. I didn't want to go there yet. Sorry about that. I said I'd do this one now. All right, so because you have to do the apply. So now I'm back on it on the apply. So you click the start, and then you get your two-headed mirror handle and move it to the right, and it's done. Now I said I'd do one with observe and one with practice. So this one I'll do with practice. So use the Tips app to display a list of help topics. Okay, so observe we just did. Practice and observe are exactly the same thing, except practice, it's the same narrator, it's the same video, but when she tells you to do something and she circles it or puts like a red border around it, then you need to do it to get out of the practice, and then you still have to do apply again, right? So practice, same button.
The Tips app can provide you with helpful information on commonly searched topics. Click in the Type Here to Search text box on the taskbar.
Now, if this was the observe, she'd then do it. But you see, she's not going to do anything now, but she did. I mean, except she put a red border around it to help me know where to go. So she did type right here.
Type tips as the search text.
If this was the observe, after saying type tips as the search text, she would type it. But because it's practice, it's the same instructions, but she wants us, or they want us to practice doing it. So now I type tips, and be sure to do it.
Cortana displays apps, files, and search suggestions related to the search text.
Anyway, so that.
In the search results, click tips.
Okay, so now this one, there's another step. She hasn't, it's not over yet. So we typed tips, it listed it here, and then she's saying click on it to get the tips.
The Tips app starts and displays a list of recommended topics.
Okay.
In the main window, click on Browse All Tips.
Browse all tips.
The Tips app displays a list of common collections.
So now we do apply. Okay, you must do the apply. And again, pull this thing up to use the Tips app to display a list of help topics. Come over here, type tips, enter into the app, and then it says a different instruction now. Use the Tips app to display a list of, oh, sorry, I'm still in the same one. To display a list of help topics. All right, so here they are, here they are, here they are. And browse, it doesn't say actually even click on browse, but I can probably click on any of them. I'm not positive. So I'll just click on personalize your PC to see if they let me click it. Nope. So in this case, then, the instruction doesn't tell you, to specifically click browse all tips, but that's what I'm going to click now. I think that's what she did. Yeah. So you have to be observant, and that's why it's important to note and then do it. Like after you figured out from either observe or practice, then make sure you do it in the apply so that you know how to do it. and repeat it 2 or 3 times, because once it's right, it's right. All right, so I've done 9. That's enough. So I'm going to get out of here. So close this thing down. Now, if this was you shutting that down, it would record your score, even though it's not finished yet. And then when you go back into it the next time, that you'd click that hamburger icon, and you'd see the ones where you have green check marks, and you just go to the one after the last green check mark. Okay. All right. So I'm going to now end the video. It's a little bit longer than I wanted, but that's okay. So stop recording. Have a